Latvia.
Lithuania.
Estonia.
They are out of the race. Should we talk about it? Let's do this! That's right. In 2015, we celebrated the fact that Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, the tiny Baltic nations, had all made the Eurovision final. But this year, it's the exact opposite. All three are out. Pack your bags, go home, sayonara. What makes this shocking is that we were pretty convinced that at least two of the three would go through, Estonia and Latvia. But William, what?
Where do you draw the line on this?
Where do you draw the line? Let's go through these one by one, starting with Fusedmarc.
Okay. Let Chris kick this off.
Okay. I actually was kind of thinking Fusedmarc would go into qualify, partially because actually the LED, that backdrop with the Catherine wheel of sparks, that is very... Yeah, it's very pretty, really, at the end of the day. That was probably the best bit of the entire package.
It looked three-dimensional.
Yeah, but, I mean, Victoria actually did improve as the 2 weeks went on. I also thought, you know, it's still not the best song, and it was definitely, I think, the weakest of the Baltics. Am I surprised it didn't qualify? Not particularly. Obviously, they have fans in different, you know, they have a lot of Lithuanian people in Ireland. They were voting. I wouldn't be surprised if they're quite high up and nearly qualified, but yeah, I'm not too shocked that Fusedmarc's not there.
Our girl Victoria, she has anger issues, or at least she looks like she does. On the stage, it's like she wants to eat your firstborn male. She's an outer space warrior princess, but she ain't happy.
Getting closer.
Yeah, she's getting closer to you with a knife or some kind of machete. It was very off-putting to see someone so angry and so in your face. And when you couple that with a song that lacks any kind of, what's the word? Soothing melody. It's just loud. It's like, yeah, 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 yeah. It's very aggressive in execution.
So choreographed with that LED floor, though, as it's swishing. You know, it's like, yeah, yeah. You know, you kind of...
You worry she's going to break her hip or something.
With the little thing.
It was just too much. Did you think this was going through in any...
Hell to the... No, this, honestly, but funnily enough, as Chris pointed out as well, I felt it did improve, and I hum it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I sing it a lot.
Not an earworm, more of a parasite. In any case, we should move on to Latvia, an act we thought would qualify. Triana Park was closing the first semi-final. Splatter paint explosion. Everything looked right and ready. What happened?
Well, they didn't show up at the Wee Wee Jam. That happened for a start.
She's been sick, Agnesh, the lead singer.
Yeah. So, and that's been very unfortunate. I must say, though, this is one entry that I absolutely love. I gave it an 8.5 in my Wee Wee jury, but it's the studio for me still reigns supreme. I think live, it doesn't sit as high, but still, yeah, 10 spots, that should have gone through.
I am actually the opposite. I much preferred the live to the studio as it happened. Like, I didn't rate it at all at Supernova until I saw it on stage. That being said, I wonder whether, you know, it's very ravey and kind of dark in places. I wonder whether or not that maybe put off some voters, and then suddenly you've got an explosion of neon and all these things coming at you. Maybe it was just too jarring, and you're going to put off probably, a granny watching in Moldova probably isn't going to vote for Triana Park, and you're probably actually alienating more people than you are drawing in. But again, that being said...
That is why you have music experts.
Honey, I always wonder, do grannies vote at Eurovision? No, I think
they do, actually.
Well, not as high numbers as young people, because they probably don't have smartphones. I think the juries... Crashing. Yeah, the juries probably penalized this, is my take. I think the public would have responded to this more than the music professionals. It's because perhaps rave music is considered from another era. Perhaps we're of the generation where raving was still cool, and like you did it, like you would sneak out of school on Friday night, go drive somewhere like 3 hours away and do it.
So you think it's going to be like in Granca? Which, you know...
I don't think they have done as well as Igranka did, but I think they would have done better with the televote than the jury. I thought visually it was fantastic. It really stood out and popped, but sometimes you can stand out too much, I guess, and if people don't identify with it.
I think closing the show is such a favourable position in the running order, though. I mean, this is another puzzle. Like, how could this not have gone through?
Because we drew a line from the semi to the final.
Literally.
But they didn't close the show in the jury final, because Demi got to perform again, and I wonder whether that maybe also harmed them a bit. I think the worry for me is does this affect Supernova in any way? Because obviously, Latvia have always qualified through Supernova until this year.
Until Aminata was absent.
And then Aminata's absent. Does that play on things? I mean, Aminata's great, but do we need her every single time to get Latvia into the final is the thing.
She does understand the future, though.
She does, but I hope that they don't lose faith in something that was worth.
But you know what? If you don't know where you've been, how do you know where you're going? They have now been in the doldrums, so perhaps that will motivate them to come up with something new and innovative yet again. Just internally select Marcus Riva. Yeah.
Oh, he's tried a few times, and he wouldn't be a bad choice.
No,
I think,
he wouldn't.
Yeah, but Eurovision is becoming increasingly difficult to predict. Triana Park, again, with all the buts and ifs, and I still expected that to have gone through.
I must say, during the recaps when we had this discussion, I consistently forgot it, and it wasn't because of the visuals. I think it was because music. At times it felt a bit slow and empty, and I kept saying this, and everyone's like, "You're crazy." But yeah, there were just moments when it became a bit monotonous. I still loved it, and I still wanted to put it through. In any case, we've got to move on to Estonia, the final one.
Oh my God! By the way, there's already a video dedicated just to Estonia, so we have to be very brief on it.
Let's just start this with: which is is Estonia your favorite of the Baltics?
Absolutely, my favorite of the contest. It's tragic, really.
I'd probably put Latvia just ahead, but Estonia was still, visually stunning, I think.
Estonia was my favorite. I thought, but maybe actually, when I think about it, the staging at Estilau did a better job of telling the story.
I agree.
I think this
Keeping
stage
them separate for longer and stuff.
The stage was so big, and they felt like they had to use it. Whereas in Estonia, it was intimate. The close crops of two different people, black and white, simple.
And the pixelation was sharper. Here, it just kind of felt like it was almost sort of darkened out rather than pixelated out.
Yeah. I don't think the staging here was bad. I just think the staging at Estilau was so good that maybe they should have just kept it simple.
Yeah, how difficult is it to copy and paste? But of course, you don't want to be predictable, you don't want to rest on your laurels. And stories do evolve, and I guess they try to take the best of that and incorporate it into something slightly different.
Sometimes copy and paste does work. It works for Sweden.
Yes.
Certainly. Have they ever changed anything in the past few years, other than maybe Robin Wernberg, I think, was a bit different. But
how excited do you get seeing that on a loop?
Well, exactly. But most Eurovision
have never seen Melody Festival. And in any case, that is what we think about the 3 non-qualifications from the Baltic countries. What do you think? You can let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And please share and comment in the comment section down below.
We're ready for the grand final, are you? We'll see you later. Bye!